Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Make your lawn a legacy. At Legacy Lawn and Landscapes, we put more than 16 years of experience into your goals. We won't meet your expectations, we'll exceed them. We offer consultation, installation, maintenance, hardscapes, construction, and land clearing services. Owner John and Jamie Brewer with their team are dedicated to providing the highest quality landscape services to commercial and residential clients in Middle Tennessee. Service, teamwork, results. That's how you leave a legacy.
Efficiency, reliability, accuracy. Move forward with your real estate sale or purchase with Title and Escrow of Lawrence County, the most experienced closing team around. Working with clients locally and throughout the state, we offer a wide range of services, including the expertise of an on-staff attorney, backed by our more than 49 years experience in titles and closings. We get the job done on time at a fair price and ensure every last detail is correct. Our goal is to give you peace of mind. When you work with us, you work with people who live where you do. We understand the importance of the real estate community and strive to build strong relationships with all parties involved in the process. Whether you're buying a home, selling a business, acquiring land, or anything in between, you're in good hands with Title and Escrow of Lawrence County.
Put the most experienced closing team on your side. Contact Title and Escrow of Lawrence County today.
Hey Lawrenceburg, looking for something new? Come to Happy G's, located at 210 East Gain Street. We have pitching machines, batting cages, and even indoor golf. Powered by TrackMan, our system is perfect for practice or play. With over 300 courses as well as multiple mini games, it is perfect for all ages and abilities. We even offer packages for group events such as birthday parties and business lunches. So let's go! Come get your game on indoors at Happy G's.
'Cause when I cross that county line, just off Highway 49, it all makes perfect sense. Man, I live for this.
You know, Storing Lee Furniture is not just some huge chain store, but we do have a 144,000 square foot showroom right here in Leoma, Tennessee.
The Story family has worked together in the business now for 55 years.
And a familiar face is here to help you with whatever you need. That's what being a part of the community right here in the Tennessee Valley means. And if you have an issue, we're right here to take care of it. And don't forget free delivery. We invite you to come see us. We're Storing Lee Furniture.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you as an employee a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269-3255.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome here to X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. The whole crew is back on set here. These two are
already on fire.
When they come in, just mean mugging you, just saying they're just going to take things over and just.
Well, I've had a bad Wednesday, and apparently my buddy has.
I've had a
yeah.
It's
All
been
right,
a
let's
doozy.
just start it. Let's just rant.
Nah, we don't need no.
Nah, I'm good.
I'll tell you what, Ben Loon better not walk in here right now.
If Ben Luna walks in here right now, he's probably gonna get body slammed right through the table.
Yeah, I was.
It's gonna be a prop.
I was just wanting to go in there and get me either a sun drop or a cup of coffee, and by God, I'm still looking for one of them.
Yeah, your rant from last week still exists down there.
Yeah,
it still exists.
listen, 2 cans on the bottom shelf instead of 3, but they move 1 to the top.
Well, I guess I moved it then.
So does that mean like maybe like in 2 days they're going to move the one from the top to the garbage can?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like a kind of like this. I don't know. Like I just don't get. There can't be nothing left in it. I mean, it's like a 12-ounce can.
They may be good at weather, but they're terrible hosts.
Their accommodations,
yeah, dang,
terrible.
You wouldn't want them cleaning your house or keeping it up.
Yeah, you wouldn't want them stocking your fridge.
I mean, my kids would come in here and say, "Boy, that's dirty."
Yes.
My kids don't clean nothing.
Yeah. My daughter's room looked like a bomb went off in it. She'd say, "Golly."
Bunch of homeless people work up here.
Yeah. And poor old Mason, he'd go to the refrigerator and want something to eat, and son, you starve to death.
Yeah, you starve to death.
Thirst to death.
No, let me take it back. Yeah. There's a ton of stuff to eat.
Yeah.
But by God, you'll choke to death.
Yeah, you don't better wash it down.
You just have to stick your head in a sink.
That's about the only thing you could get. Oh, and there's plenty of paper towels. You clean your mess up if you made one.
Yeah.
About 14 rolls of paper towels up there in the
some
cabinet.
of them's coming home to me. That's going to be my pay for this.
Yeah,
month.
instead of me going to Sam's from now on, I'm going to start shopping in here
Yeah.
for snacks and paper towels.
Well, you know what? I got so many paper towels. They ain't never got no drinks, so it's spilled.
Yeah, nobody spills anything. They might blow their nose in it, but they sure ain't wiping nothing up.
Don't nobody around here clean nothing.
Golly.
Well, there
That was
the
great,
That was
yeah.
great. First 3 minutes of the show, you guys.
Oh, we're just getting started.
That was that's a really good company routine right off the get go.
I love it.
Speaking of getting started, guys, we've locally some things changing up a bit. We got a new head softball coach over at Loretto. Haley Parrott going to be taking over the program and had a great career over there at UT Southern. Local girl, and now she's going to be in charge of the Lady Mustangs. Is Bryce, who was the head coach, now taking over the football program. So another new head coach. We've had a lot over the last year or so, and we're adding more to the mix.
I got to coach Haley when she was young, and then, of course, watched her grow up and played against my daughters in that rivalry against Summertown. And I think it's what Loretta needed. They have kind of been in and out, just different coaches. Seems like about every 2 years it's a turnover, and that's a tough job because softball is like baseball and golf, and those are those volleyball that just don't make a lot of money.
Right.
But I think that's a good move because you get somebody that wants to be there. You get somebody that wants to be long term there,
Right.
and she's a former alumni and played softball there, had a great career. So I think that is a very, very good move. It's somebody that'll have a vetted interest in just wanting to stay.
Right.
I mean, I don't have a lot. Just you can tell she's going to be all in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's going to be all in about the softball program. And listen, that's what they need. You know, you can give her a couple of years, and you know they may be competing again. You know, somebody that just kind of goes all in. So, hey, props to Loretta, props to her. You know, get started.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I saw Haley over at UT Southern, went to a few softball games, one of the best players, if not the best player on that team throughout her career at UT Southern, as she was at a JUCO before then. So it's good to see her. Last year was her first year as an assistant. Now she's going to be bumped up to the head coaching job. So happy for her for that, and I know she's going to do a good job. And like you say, Clint, finding somebody that's going to be there for a long time. That's good for Loretta, and that's something they need, especially been jumping around from coach to coach the past few seasons.
Yeah. Some youth never hurts, especially in a position like that. And definitely never hurts. Well, guys, we got some changes. Speaking of spring sports, the TSSAA has announced beginning in 2026, the Spring Fling will now become a 2-week event spread across multiple cities. Murfreesboro will retain several major events, including baseball, softball, boys soccer, boys tennis. Others, though, will be relocated. Track and field, decathlon, pentathlon will move to Knoxville. Girls tennis will shift to Chattanooga. Additionally, girls flag football, newly approved TSSAA sport, will start off in Murfreesboro. Initial thoughts on we go from one town to now 3.
Well, I mean, I think I don't know how it actually would always have worked. If it's kind of a bidding war, it is good for us for the state tournament events to be Middle Tennessee and not Knoxville and things. But I don't know how. I've always had a problem with, especially on the softball side, playing it all at that one complex. Now this year they did change it to where state championship, or last year I think they changed it to
the
where
last couple of years it's the
it's more like
championship.
baseball.
Right.
The championship game is like it should be. Yeah. But I don't know how MTSU or Murfreesboro keeps a stranglehold on it. I know years ago they used to play basketball at Vanderbilt, but I don't really know. I mean, the only one that's really going to affect around here is Summertown tennis, because they'll just have to go to Chattanooga and win state championships.
I was going to say, they ought to just put that one in Summertown. That way, just let them host it and win it and be done with it.
I mean, and this whole new flag football thing, though, there may be a calling for it, I guess. I don't know. And it may do well, but it sure does seem like the TSSAA got a lot more things that they need to be fixing than flag football. Because I don't know about y'all, but right now, I feel like even just around here that we're getting into, it's almost like Portal and NIL around here.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I had somebody tell me that Summertown's not going to have 3 or 4 kids that I was just planning on calling their name out a lot next year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It seems like, I don't know. And there may be a ton of kids up here, girls, athletes that want to play flag football. I don't know, but I'm waiting to see it.
You got to see it firsthand, I think. There's some girls in Lawrence County that could probably do really good.
Yeah, for homecoming, they play the Powder Puff game.
When is that season, though?
Spring.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. You're going to be pulling.
Yeah, you're going to try to pull football. I mean.
Yeah. Especially these girls that play multiple sports.
Yeah, like how you going to do that? But yeah, I mean, I watched some Powder Puff football, this past year. And listen, Lawrence County could probably put a team together.
Yeah,
and,
whole county.
Well,
whole county,
yeah, the whole county could probably put one together. I just seen the Wildcats. Some of those girls graduated that were actually.
What is it? They do that every year for homecoming.
Yeah,
is that one of the homecoming festivities.
They just do like.
And that's just classes, though. You probably put the best athlete together. Of course, every other school gets to do that too.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know that I'd pay to go watch it, though.
Yeah, I'm not paying to go watch it. I want somebody to get their head knocked off. That's what I'm paying.
It could happen.
It could happen. Yeah.
It could happen. Hayden, thoughts on everything getting from one city to 3, getting split up here?
No comment.
No comment.
Yeah, I'm not even going to get into it.
What was it that moved to Knoxville?
Track. So you got track, decathlon, pentathlon. Well, we've had a state champion over here.
And he's graduated.
Yeah, he's graduated.
But he just finished up just a day or so ago.
Yeah, and
I wonder if golf still has theirs in
Sevierville.
It still is.
It's still in Sevierville, right there at the Pigeon Forward.
This is kind of a pet peeve of mine when it comes to state tournaments, like. And my own state is now doing this a little bit, and it happens some in Pennsylvania. If you're going to play in a state tournament, like put it in a place where it means something. I just do not like that in Murfreesboro they're playing state tournament games at high schools. Mm-hmm. It's just you're just playing. The games are big and there's a lot on the line. Don't get me wrong, but if you're going to play these games, play them in. Try to find a good college ballpark. Mm-hmm. Or my thing is, if you're going to do something like this, take baseball to East Tennessee, where you got all of those Appy League ballparks that no one's playing in right now. Mm-hmm. They're there for you to play in, all within a short drivable range, just like you have here in Murfreesboro. If you're going to...
Well, that's why I was saying Nashville would be a great spot. You'd have MTSU. I mean, you'd have Vanderbilt and Belmont and Lipscomb all right there close to each other to use their baseball, softball.
And they're not using...
Vanderbilt doesn't have softball, but you see what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
but you'd have a sound stadium.
Yeah, sound stadium. You could use the MTSU on top of all of that, and yeah, there's a lot of options. I've just never liked that, because we've been lucky. We've ended up at Riverdale, which is as good as many college ballparks and some pro ballparks as I've been in. But I've seen some of these other high schools across Murfreesboro, and that ain't exactly a must-go-to destination if you're trying to win a state championship. I'd rather it, like you see some of these like Chattanooga for football. That's a pretty decent place to go. Alabama, what plays in Auburn, right? And
I believe so.
Texas, you get to play at the Cowboys Stadium. I'm just not a fan of, okay, here we go. We're a couple steps away from the state championship. Or you're just going to go to some high school ballpark.
Just go to Middle Tennessee Christian.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of that. Well, you kind of alluded to it a little bit, Clint. The transfer window, has it started or is it about to start? Was it June 1 or July 1?
It's July 1.
July 1. It's about to start. And, we've heard some rumblings around here about some kids. We don't know if it's true or not. Or
my gosh, I do.
Until
he's got the insight.
all
I know
of the
for
things.
one school, I don't know.
But that's about to happen. And we've already seen some of the effects before. People transferring to other schools over the last couple of years or that's not uncommon around here, but could this be a, college transfer portal where, you got 30% of your roster at all of our local schools going to another school every year?
Well, I've said it in the barbershop. I said, you might see a kid in this county play for all three area schools.
Yeah.
In this county when it's all said and done. They might move once and then get a free one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see because most people think you can transfer. No, you can't transfer for sports.
Yeah.
You have to get a sign off from the principal to do it. And it'll be interesting to see how many principals get on board with that around here.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the other thing right here in our area. I can't speak for all other areas. But so for one, we don't have a private school here, that is competing
high school wise
that is competing for state championships or whatever. But so we got one in Columbia. It's CA, but we don't I think about FRA, Franklin Road Academy, and all those places up there. I mean, these people are moving kids and their families in. Mm-hmm. So that part of it is like the transfer portal.
Right.
I just don't see it right here. And I mean, I see what y'all were saying. It would be like the portal. Well, you're right. Yeah, you may have some boy or some girl that plays for all three high schools, but that's it. I mean, they're not. We don't have kids right here going to pick up and move to Arkansas.
Right.
Oh no! I mean,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not going to be that bad.
I can see some going to Columbia.
Well, sure. I mean, we done had one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's been verified yet.
It has.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. The one I'm thinking about has been verified, 100%.
But there's been people from this county have gone to Columbia Academy before. That's
sure. And I'm just saying.
Some gone south now.
And they could go to Mars Hill if they wanted to down in Florence, or they could go to a school down in North Alabama. But some people are making it like that we're gonna have ball players or whatever move from another state into here to play at our schools. I just don't see it getting that big here at a public school.
Yeah, you mean in our kind of this Wayne County, Lawrence County?
Yes. I just don't see, and I'm not trying to be ugly. I'm just calling a spade a spade. We're not going to have some 5-star number one high school recruit quarterback leave Texas to come play.
But I don't think that. I mean,
one school they might go to.
Well,
let's say that out loud.
That's not the issue we'll have around here. The issue we will have around here is, let's say, this is no specific, but let's say a player at Lawrence County High School is unhappy and wants to go to Loretta. If they can get a principal to sign off on that, they can be playing there the next year, or just any other schools.
Right.
There's going to be a stud out there.
I do feel bad for Summertown, though, because now you can actually recruit, and we ain't got the facilities to recruit people. Nobody wants to come over and play on that little old gym. Commissioners. That's the thing. Now we can probably welcome kids, and kids could come play at Summertown, and can't get them up there because they won't play in that little cracker box gym.
Well, they can come down here and play it. They can come down here and play in a college size Jim.
Bigger than some, bigger than most.
Yeah,
actually,
I mean,
in a lot of ways.
yeah. If you're looking at it that way.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dusty. I don't see it here locally.
Right.
To be, we'll have a kid here and there. I
Sure.
think that will kind of be the norm. And like, okay, this one kid's going to go there. I mean, it's already happening. We've certainly heard the rumblings. Some of it's official, some of it's not. My biggest warning for all you parents and all you kids, you make that move. If you try to make another one, you got to sit out of here. You got to make sure that
you get one free one.
You get one free one. You go to the right place. You go to the right situation, and you're just thinking kind of the singular way of like, okay, I'm just going there for the sport. You're also leaving your friends that you're not going to see every day. Now you got to make new friends. You got to be around new parents, and if you're willing to do that,
you also have to be very careful not to just go ahead and move and assume that a principal's going to sign off on you doing it.
Exactly,
because then you won't be able to play.
Then you're really out.
But if you make that move, you better be all in, and you better be all in 100%. Now, some people have done that and been completely happy. Other people haven't. It's like throwing darts.
Well, it's kind of like the saying, grass ain't always greener on the other side.
Sometimes it is, but it's not always greener on the other side. So, it's just make sure you're making the right move at the end of the day. Really research it and make sure that's the place you want to be. Because once you make that move, it's really hard to get out of it. So, it just is what it is. Well, guys, coming up next, a lot of news going down on the national side. We got a preview of the NBA Finals. We have another Stanley Cup champion after last night. And, man, some team just got sold for $10 billion today. A lot of craziness. That's coming up next.
Since opening our doors in 1904, Builtwell Bank has existed to be the local economic engine for the communities we serve. No matter if you're buying a car, saving for retirement, or finally buying that forever home, Builtwell Bank is here to help. From personal checking and savings accounts to a full suite of business and commercial banking with treasury management services, we'll make sure you'll have a dedicated Builtwell banker that understands your unique needs and stands by you every step of the way. No matter where you are in Tennessee or Northwest Georgia, there's likely a Builtwell Bank location nearby. Come see us and let our dedicated financial team help you with all of your banking needs. Member FDIC.
For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real in Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant and Puente Grande Mexican Restaurant your choice for authentic cuisine, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Good Works at Home, formerly known as The Summit at Home, is a licensed non-skilled agency dedicated to helping you maintain your independence at home for as long as possible. Our compassionate and caring staff provide support in various areas, including dressing, bathing, personal hygiene, transportation, cleaning, and companionship. Please call our office about services, payment options, and long-term care policies at 931-762-2310. We look forward to assisting you with keeping your independence longer.
Since 1955, Evers Construction has been the company folks have trusted for residential and commercial construction projects. Today, Evers is still the leader in building and is just as committed to maintaining. From residential to commercial and industrial, Evers' team of experts stands ready to install, service, and repair all your HVAC and plumbing needs. Specializing in leak repair, maintenance, air duct cleaning and repair, air handler service, drain cleaning, gas line work, emergency unit repair, inspections, and more. Evers Construction offers a preventative maintenance package to keep your home or business cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Trained, trusted, reliable. For more information or to schedule an appointment with the pros who know, phone 931-762-3593 or visit eversconstructionco.com. Evers Construction Company in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Working with Gina was great because she really knows this area. I gave her the specifications of what I was looking for, and she took me right to my forever home.
I met Gina when she sold my son's home within 5 days after it hit the market. With my home, from the day the sign hit the yard to the day we signed the papers, Gina was there every step of the way. Her involvement in the sale of my home was the best decision that I made.
We never felt like Gina was pushing us to make a deal with a buyer. She knew what we wanted, and she worked diligently to get us the best offer for our properties.
Working hard for my clients to make their dreams come true. Let me work for you.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
For this show.
Yeah.
So what kind of music you suggest?
I don't know. We got to figure out something, Hayden. You the computer.
I don't
You're
make
the
the
guru
graphics
of
like
this.
that.
I ain't worried about the graphics. I just said some music. I mean, it's do. That's been long enough.
Yep.
Star Wars. Do. It's like you're making Star Wars.
And I hate that.
Pew, pew,
Yeah, pew, 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 pew.
Here's what we'll come back to next time, if it'll play.
Yeah. I'm all for it.
We'll talk wrestling later.
We'll talk that in the next segment. Well, guys, we got Game 6 of the NBA Finals. OKC could close it out on the road tomorrow night. We've had some good games. It's really one of the first five has kind of been a blowout. But
aren't they thinking Halliburton may be out?
Yeah, that's what he's.
They're going to make it. They've already listed him for questionable, but then again, they're not going to make an announcement until game time.
He ain't going to play.
No, there's no way.
There's no way he can play. And listen, I understand he got hurt, but before he got hurt, he wasn't doing nothing anyway. So.
He was having a bad finals.
Yeah.
He was.
Because for Steph, it was a grade 1 strain when he got hurt, and he was out for
6 weeks?
Yeah. No, about a week or 2 weeks.
No,
because remember they were wanting to get him back for game 6.
That's right.
Yeah, so he probably would have been out for 2 weeks. So there's no way Halliburton can play the rest of the series
Unless he goes all Willis Reed on us and gives him 10 minutes, puts up
30
six points real quick, and then exits the arena. But without Halliburton, even though, like you said, he really didn't do much, but it's a big part. That's one of your stars, and you're going into a pivotal game to keep your season alive to force a Game 7. Doesn't look like he's going to be there.
Well, no, I mean, because offense runs through him.
Right.
You know.
Well, I think the two teams that are in the finals, and I do think OKC is going to win it, but I think it showed that we're in a new era of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new guard, and I do have to say on here, I think Steph can still go, but he's got to have young help with him now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think LeBron's time's up. Luka's too fat. You know, I just think Kevin Durant, he is literally just a have jersey will travel player now.
Yeah,
and we'll still give you some good numbers, but we're in a young man's game now.
Yeah.
Because you can look who was the Final Four.
Well, and we're also out of that Big Three era too. You know, look how stacked OKC is. Look how stacked Indiana is, and look how stacked the teams they beat to get there are. You know, this isn't the Big Three and a bunch of role players. This is everybody. You got to have a bench 8-9 guys deep that can get you double-digit points every night.
Well, and you got to look, too, especially OKC. I mean, 23 is their oldest guy on the court starting, something like that.
The average for their team is 23 years old for their team.
Yeah. So where does the older guys go? You know, and I'll even bring up like Giannis. I mean, we talk about him starting the season as he may be the best player in the league.
Yeah.
He's 33 years old. He's an old man considering what these guys are.
Considering the teams that made it to the conference finals and the finals.
Right.
The best 4 teams, Dallas, OKC, New York,
and Indy.
Indy, they are all young teams, young talented teams. They don't have, they don't have 35-year-olds, people that's led the league 10 years ago on their teams anymore.
No, I mean, you think about it, wherever Giannis lands, I mean, he's the old guy on the team because he's going to go to a contender. We know that. He's not going to – I mean, I don't see him going to Toronto. I know they were number 1 on the list last week or something on the Vegas odds,
I think that must have been a Drake thing.
It must, he must have put that out there because,
who wants to go to Toronto?
No, nobody wants to go up there and play. So, yeah, I mean, wherever he lands, like you said about KD, I mean, he's 35, 36. I mean, he's just a jerk. I mean, he still score. But it's a young man's league, and it's changed the game of basketball because now we're getting to see defense. They're not having to just, stand down on the other end or walk past half court to catch their breath so they can try to make another run in 2 minutes. I mean, these guys are playing defense from tip.
They're picking you up full court,
and it's been great to watch. I think I've been sucked into every game.
Yeah, it's actually been a good
effort.
to me. It's been a good finals. I mean, I know probably the media and TV don't want to see OKC and Indy. You want to see your bigger teams, your bigger market. But hey, you're
getting
to
see Lakers, Celtics.
Yeah, I mean, but you're getting to see the best right now.
Yeah. Ratings are doing pretty good from what we've seen so far, but I love the way that these teams are playing, and they're playing at a style that, let's face it, the LeBrons, the Stephs, the KDs, and even like you look at it from a Giannis perspective. All these 4 teams that made it to the semifinals and now the 2 in the finals, they don't have a dominant low post presence, and they're getting there without it. Now they're crashing the boards and playing great defense in the paint, but they don't need that big guy standing down low on the low block.
Well, we've seen it in the Denver OKC series. Caruso's guarding Joker. I mean, he's 7 inches taller than he is, and he shut him down.
Right.
I don't know about shut him down, but they did shut the rest of the team down.
Yeah, they slowed him down.
That's a
freaking Joker hater. He's gonna win a championship next year. I bet you that 100 you owe me on all them other bets.
Yeah, he ain't winning the championship next year.
He gonna get him some hit.
That's
he gets it because he leaves.
Speaking of OKC, I was thinking about this the other day. We kind of in this window where OKC is basically, the way sports are moving, the way they are, it's so hard to repeat. I know the Florida Panthers just did it last night, but it's so hard to repeat. Like, you have like a good, at most, 3-year window to win a championship. Like OKC is in that window right now, because I know Indiana was a bit of a surprise to get there being the 4 seed. Now they haven't played like a 4 seed. They've played like a 1 seed, but OKC got close a year ago. Now they're in that window where it's almost like you've got to win a championship now.
Yeah, you don't have. Excuse me. You don't have it in the NBA like you used to. You get 3 years with what you got, and you better make the best of it. It's like I said about Boston. I mean, I know
Tatum
went down and got hurt, but like that run they're on, it's over. Like, this was the year.
Right.
I know they won one last year, but they still had one more in them.
Yeah.
It's over now.
Because they're going to have to ship 1 of the 2 guys out. But with Tatum out, do you really want to move Brown and give up a season like that and not have Tatum? Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of pick and choose, because with the new CBA and all that stuff, you're only going to have those guys.
Well, like we just said, all these guys are young. What average for OKC is 23?
23.
And all of them are on
let them win a
contracts.
finals and maybe get back. They were in the conference championship last year. They're in the finals this year. Make a run next year. There's gonna be 2 or 3 of them guys that's got some big contract money coming up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're going.
To say Williams.
So I think that's why it's in a 3-year gap, because the best players on that, they're going to go where somebody's going to pay them.
Because they're all on rookie contracts because they're so young.
We hear about it a lot in the NFL. We don't talk about it a lot in these other sports. Like, think about it. Denver had a 2 to 3 year window. It was more like a 2-year window, and they took advantage of it.
Sure.
They won a title. You could argue that Milwaukee, when they won it with Giannis, they were basically on a 1 to 2 year window, and they took advantage and won a title. I think for OKC, like you talk about, yeah, you got this awesome stacked roster full of young guys, but you can't pay them all $40 million a year. And some of those guys they're going to get offered above their market value, and they're going to go somewhere else. So that's why this 2 to 3 year window, you got to strike while the iron's
To
hot.
play for Toronto.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the prime example of that is look at Austin Reeves in Los Angeles. You know, he had a great season last year. They pay him his money, and he looked like turds this year.
Yeah. It's true.
Well, he had to carry LeBron on down the court. I mean,
And
literally,
You're not talking about it, and everybody that's
Literally had to
listening
pick
knows
LeBron
that.
up all the time.
You know, everybody
That got
listening
sore.
knows that I'm not a LeBron fan.
Speaking.
Could y'all imagine him out there trying to play against OKC's defense? LeBron.
Well, I mean, LeBron. Well, I was talking about Luka. I mean, remember Luka last year trying to play defense, and he fouled out with about 8 minutes to go in the game because he couldn't guard OKC.
No, he's just
He
hanging
couldn't
on
keep him
to
in front of him.
Yeah, he just reaching and grabbing.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of LeBron, is talking about ring culture the other
my
day.
gosh, have you ever?
Yeah, and Rob Parker brought up a good point on his radio show. It's like, okay, you talk about this ring culture thing about everyone just wanting to go where they can win a ring. You started that when you went from Cleveland to Miami, and then you go up there on the podium, not 2, not 3,
Not
not
5,
4,
not
not
6.
5. And then, speaking of old guys, Tim Duncan and them just wax you. At the
Jason
end of that-
Terry
Yeah.
just locked LeBron down.
Locked him down.
Well, I think LeBron's just trying to this. I think this is last year. I think we're fixing to see a retirement tour. I think.
I hope they do. I hope he goes to these arenas and they give him his gifts. That way we know that it's over because, quite frankly.
Yeah, I hope they go overboard with it where he won't have any inkling to want to come back.
Yeah.
But
It's pretty
I think, but
ridiculous.
to that, I think he's getting to the point now he's grasping at straws because he can't say, you look at, the only thing he's beaten Jordan in is overall points. And played eight less seasons,
Yeah.
and Jordan's still that much higher on him on all the other stats.
Yeah.
And I just think it's an ego thing now, and I think you see him start talking and saying things that are just trying to validate himself. And anybody with common sense, I do not remember. The only time I ever thought that there might be a team trying to do that was Barkley got traded from Phoenix to the Rockets to play with Hakeem
and Scotty.
And I thought, but hell, they were all old.
Yeah.
Barkley stayed hurt all the time, and Hakeem, he was old.
Yeah.
Remember Shaq saying, y'all have
No,
no, we're all old, broke down, we're old fat.
But I mean, at that time, because Jordan was out, he wasn't. You thought, well, this might be, but you haven't seen anything like that until LeBron left, took his talents to South Beach.
Right.
And people forget. They say the big three. Hell, Ray Allen's one of the best shooting guards ever played the game. If Ray Allen don't hit a shot, LeBron only has about 3 championships.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes. He needs to thank Ray Allen. That was a big 4. Not a big 3.
No, they leave. If
And
I'm
Chris
Ray Allen,
Bosh really ain't that good.
No, I'd put Ray Allen ahead of Bosh.
Yes.
So I don't. Yeah, well, how do we get started on? I don't want to talk about
I
it.
did.
Sorry. Way to go. Way to go.
That's on me. That's on the hosts lining y'all up, and I got you fired up.
I just want this last year that he plays. Just try not to flop. Just try not to flop.
There's not a chance.
Just try not to. I'm sick of all these videos. Him, he's always holding that head like he got hit, and then clear evidence. They missed him by that much, and I just don't know what you get out of that.
I mean, for me, that one where they show the video where the guy, when he's crossing the lane or whatever, and the guy, he slapped him in the head, and LeBron's over there for 27 minutes, he's on concussion protocol. But this last one with Jason Tatum, when Tatum dropped his shoulder and went into him, and LeBron's acting like, come on, man. He should be suspended for every game. For every time he flops, it should be a game. And when he gets to 10, then they ought to double it and fine him. I mean, it's ridiculous.
No, they're not going to do it with this last year.
Oh no, they're not going to. But it's just unbelievable how. And we talk about SGA manipulating the game. LeBron has done the same thing, except he sucks at it.
Yeah. Well, and then he says, you know, I'm one of the lowest foul shooters in the league because fouls don't get called against me. People say I flop. Bull crap. Yeah. You know, that was a blatant lie because you have shot just almost to the most foul shots in NBA history. Hell, you just miss them all.
Yeah, we can't help it. You suck.
You airball free throws.
Another thing Jordan's better than him at shooting free throws.
Yeah, I mean, when you would rather have Jordan shoot him with his eyes closed than LeBron.
Yeah, with both eyes open and nobody on the side hollering at him.
Yeah. And the moment some fan says something mean to him, he gets him kicked out.
Yeah. Yeah, Jordan used that motivation.
Yeah. What'd you say? Okay.
And I took that personally.
Hey, yeah.
Tell your boys over there on the bench, say this is because of you. That's fine.
Well, guys, in the NHL last night, back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers, come away with that one. And kind of talking about windows, when I was talking about NBA windows, I was thinking about Edmonton because this is back-to-back years. They have some of the best players in the game. They didn't pull it out last night, but this Florida team, scrappy, found a way to get it done, and they're hoisting the cup in Florida once again. And we're sorry, Canada. It's still been since 1993 since the Stanley Cup has come back to Canada.
Go ahead. I didn't even know that Stanley Cup was going on.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at that. I'm not a big hockey guy.
If the next one's a soccer topic,
no, it's
then
not.
I'm out of that.
Yeah, I'm out of that too.
Have you guys watched any of the College World Series?
I have. I'm rooting like hell for Coastal too.
Yeah, they're going to the championship series.
They're going.
Yeah, right now you got Arkansas and LSU 0-0. Arkansas is going to have to beat the Tigers twice to get there. But, man, Coastal Carolina was a lot of people's favorites, and they've done nothing to dispel any of that. They have looked dominant.
22 in a row?
26 straight wins.
26.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling my wife, we were watching, getting ready. We turned it on for LSU and Arkansas is going on right now. Yeah. And I said, I'm rooting for Coastal, if nothing else, for the simple fact that it will prove that you don't have to pay kids millions of dollars.
Thank you.
That you get the right kids and the right coach and the right program, you can win championships.
Have you seen what they've been doing? They've gotten guys in their starting lineup that they have an annual walk-on camp. Mm-hmm. And you go to it, and they've got like 3 guys in their starting 9
that walked on.
Came on from the walk-on camp. They've put the QR code in the dugout. And they've gotten like an unreal amount of hits from kids that want to come to their walk-on camp.
Right.
It's awesome the way that they're doing this.
Well, I mean, that's just baseball. You know, what them boys are doing with the coaching. I mean, they're like a legit team. It ain't like, and I'm not taking away from LSU and Arkansas and all that, but like you said, all the money these guys are making, they're coming to LSU, and granted they're good, or they wouldn't get those offers. Right. But once they get that money. And these guys from Coastal Carolina, they're out there to win.
And these things are proving it. Stuff's about to change with this salary cap for athletic departments because the money that you can get, it's coming from those donors that would pay them NIL money. And a lot of people are predicting these kids who are getting these multi-million-dollar deals, or I should say the amount of kids getting these multi-million-dollar deals are going to shrink because these people are putting the money into the athletic departments to pay for that $20.5 million to pay your kids. It's not going to be much left for separate 600+ NIL deals.
And listen, while we're on college baseball, I didn't do the show last week, and I can't remember if I said this on the last show. Have I done a show since Tennessee got put out?
No.
All right. Well, listen, I found myself for the first time ever rooting against the Tennessee Vols. I know all the women just love our coach.
Yeah.
I get that. And I think he's a good coach. But the blatant lack of respect that the University of Tennessee baseball team has, and the cockiness and the ejections and everything they have, it just totally turned me off of them this year. I mean, I was rooting for Arkansas to beat them.
Yeah. Who was doing the
to
same
put them in their
stuff
place.
that they normally do.
Yeah. Well, they were just giving it back to them.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's all they were doing.
Enough's enough. It's just not. I guess I'm old now. I'm officially old, and that's not the way the game's played anymore. But by God, I don't see Coastal acting that way.
No. No, LSU doesn't.
I don't see LSU
stuff.
letting his players act that way. I don't see Tim Corbin letting his players act that way at Vanderbilt.
No.
And Tim Corbin's won a lot more state national championships than Tony Vitello.
Yeah.
But, enough's enough. And Hayden, I know you're a Tennessee fan, but, eventually that stuff just gets
You gotta
old.
put your money where your mouth is.
I mean,
if you can't throw anybody out that tries to steal, and your fielding percentage is one of the bottom 20 in the country, you can't really do some of the things.
You don't deserve to be where you're at that point.
Well, listen, be humble when you lose, but also be humble when you win.
Right.
Act like you've been there.
Yeah, because you have. You won it all last year.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Some bitches were cocky last year, too. But not as bad as it was this year. I just don't. They just totally turned me off of watching them, and I was rooting against them, which is the first time in 45 years that I can say I rooted against a team from the University of Tennessee.
Now, if he does that during football season, we might have to have it.
Well, if they act like that, I will. But I don't think Josh Heupel will let that happen.
I don't think
Even
he will.
against Alabama?
Yeah.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
No.
They can do that against Syracuse.
Let's go ahead and win that game and then bench them the next game.
Coming up next, guys.
For the Taliban if they's playing them.
Well, coming up next, guys, we're going to talk some wrestling. I'm going to throw some trivia and some viewer questions at them when we return.
Lord, I ain't even looked.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
At Florida Mid-South Realty, we pride ourselves on our family values, professional service, and a deep local knowledge. With a small town feel and a personal touch, we're here to help you navigate the real estate process with ease. Whether buying, selling, or renting, you can trust us to guide you every step of the way. And don't forget to catch Florida Rockstars, our live podcast every Tuesday morning at 8. Florida Rockstars, rocking the real estate news and all things local. Florida Mid-South Realty, your hometown real estate experts.
For high school athletes, every game counts. You push your limits and you chase your dreams. But when injury strikes, you need more than just recovery. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedics, we're here to get you back in the game faster and stronger. From cutting-edge treatments to personalized and compassionate care, we're here for your every move. Our specialized team of experts encompass decades of experience in sports-related injuries. Dr. Paul Thomas, Melanie Durham, and Julie Marcus offer the most comprehensive care from diagnosis to recovery. With advanced treatments and tailored rehabilitation plans, will help you heal stronger and faster. Trust Southern Tennessee Orthopedics to keep you at your best because your future is worth it.
Shop McMaster's Home Gallery for furniture, appliances, and more. And shop quality, shop convenience, shop service, shop local. A family-owned business with a long history of serving the region. We're a one-stop home furnishings destination. We feature brands you know, competitively priced, backed by professional installation and service. You can trust that we'll take good care of you before and after the sale. For your home, shop smart. Shop McMaster's Home Gallery today.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Hey, you remember that time?
You remember that time, AJ?
Remember that time when Ben Luna about broke your leg?
Yeah. Sure do.
Well, guys, before we go into our viewer questions and talk some wrestling, I got some trivia for you. So, it's a baseball question. You've already heard it, so you're not allowed to.
Okay. Played 1967.
Actually, it's not. So there are 7 guys who are in the 500 home run, 3,000 hit club. 7 guys.
McGuire.
Nope.
It's Bonds?
No, he's not. He didn't have
Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays.
Willie Mays, yep, he's 4th.
A-Rod.
Mantle's not?
3rd. Yeah, Mantle's not. Yeah, you're right. A-Rod 3rd. So you got in 2 of them.
Hank Aaron.
Yep, number 1.
Griffey.
Nope. He never had 3,000 career hits.
Babe Ruth.
Nope.
Wow.
He didn't have 3,000 career hits.
There's one name I want to say, but he didn't hit many home runs. That's Kyle Rickham Jr.
No. I think he might have hit 350.
Chipper?
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, Chipper didn't get 3,000?
I don't think he got 500.
That's maybe so.
Yeah.
Pujols?
Yep, number 2, 703, 33, 84. Hank Aaron had 3,700 career hits.
The Big Hurt?
Nope.
He didn't get. Damn. I can't believe Mickey Mantle's not on there.
Yeah.
Ted Williams, did he hit 500 home runs?
Nope. I don't think he got the 3,000 career hits.
No.
I don't think he got the either, but I think he had 500 home runs. I don't think he got the 3,000 career
Jim
hits.
Thome?
No. So you've got Aaron Pujols, Rodriguez, and Mays. You've got 3.
Rafael Palmeiro?
Yeah. 569, 30, 20.
So we got 2 left.
One guy just retired very recently over the last couple of years. Played for Detroit for a very long time.
Cabrera.
Cabrera.
5'11", 3174.
So we're down to 1.
Can you give us an era?
An era?
70s, 80s, early 90s.
Schmidt?
No. Played mainly for Baltimore.
Brady, not Brady. Foot.
Brooks Robinson.
No.
I mean, who am I trying to think of?
He actually ended his career with Cleveland. He played on those World Series teams.
Albert Bell.
Yeah. No.
Eddie Murray.
You got it.
Eddie Murray.
I could not get it. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, it wasn't as tough as a trivia question, even though we sounded like idiots.
You think they get the NBA one?
What's that?
You think they get the NBA one?
Want me to try to? Let me pull up.
If it's 90s, yeah.
See if they can get that guy.
Yeah.
I couldn't get.
Shoot, hang on. I got my pictures all. All right, here we go. There are 12 guys in NBA history who have 3,000 points in the season, including the playoffs. There's 12 guys. 2 of them have done it multiple times.
Jordan.
10 times, number 1.
Steph
is not on the list.
Kobe.
He did it once, 05, 06.
Shaq.
He did it once, 99, 2000.
Tim Duncan.
Not on the list.
Hakeem
did not do it.
AI.
AI didn't do it.
LeBron.
No.
Okay.
LeBron never did it.
Good.
3,000 points in a seat. Reggie?
Reggie never did it.
Charles Barkley
Never did it.
Including the playoffs, too.
Yeah, including the playoffs, yeah. I'll give you one right now. SGA is the latest one to do it. So it went from 11 to 12.
Man, Barkley didn't score 3,000 points in his
in a season.
in the year that he won the MVP.
Yeah.
Steph didn't score 3,000.
Kareem.
Kareem, yes, did it. 71-72.
Bird.
Never did it.
Magic.
Magic never did it.
I would have thought Bird before Magic, just because
Patrick Ewing
didn't have to score.
Never did it.
How many have we said?
You've said it.
How many?
I think that's 5.
Kareem, Shaq, Kobe, and I gave you Shea, so that's 5 of the 12.
Jeez.
Yeah. D Wade.
Never
Wilt
did it.
Chamberlain.
5 times.
Okay.
He's done it 5 times in his career. So it's only him and Jordan that have done it multiple times. So you've gotten half of them.
Jermaine O'Neal.
I would say Reggie.
I said Reggie. He said no.
Yeah.
Well, then it damn sure Jermaine O'Neal sure didn't do it then.
Think of high volume scores. Especially, there's a bunch of recent guys and guys still playing on this list.
Giannis.
Giannis never did it.
Joker.
Tatum.
Nope. Neither Joakim nor Tatum.
Not Dame.
Come on, fellas.
Dame ain't done it.
No.
Kevin Durant.
Yes. 13-14.
James Harden.
Yes. 18-19.
Kyrie.
Kyrie never did it.
Luka.
Yes. Last year, actually. 23-24. So
And there's still more.
There's
Kawhi Leonard.
3 names you're missing. You probably won't get them, so I'll just give them to you.
These are the ones that,
Elgin Baylor,
And
62,
Jerry West.
63. Jerry West never did it. Bob McAdoo, 74, 75. Rick Barry, 66, 67. So,
Good, that's a good
Bob
one.
was one that I couldn't
yeah.
get.
All right, guys. Here,
The only
these-
one I felt really good about
Yeah.
was Jordan.
these-
Yeah, that's about the only lock.
These are viewer questions from our own Big Daddy, Will Pettis. If we have a live hot dog eating contest, who would win between us 4?
AJ. 1,000% be the AJ.
Well, he does keep going back to that kitchen. That is
Yeah.
true. But I feel like if I starved you for I feel like you would dominate.
Stuck him in your bathroom to make sure he cleared his
I
system.
mean, like I give you a pretty good enema.
At the shop, yeah.
I give you a pretty good enema, and you don't eat for a day. You're gonna walk away with that one.
I don't know. AJ.
You're like me. We're just never really starving, so we just eat a little bit at a time. And AJ, it's like when we do a cookout or something, he saves up.
I think he does.
Like
I think Mary Lee cuts him off for like 3 days.
I think he fasts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do. I actually would bet on myself.
All right, it's one of those two.
Yeah.
But I'm still saying Dusty.
All right. Speaking of food, Daniel Brewer asked, if you had one thing to eat for the rest of your lives, what would it be? And you can do it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Belgian waffle for breakfast. Turkey club from the Pyramid. It has to be from the Pyramid.
Ooh.
And I guess for supper we'll just go something that's always good and you can cook it different way. We'll just do a ribeye.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to say a salsa, egg, and cheese biscuit from the Quick Mart down the street. For lunch, I'm a real big ribs guy. Ribs with that. And then for supper, I've had it several times, and every time I've had it, anything that I get from there is good. Catfish, shrimp, or chicken, Swamp Johns.
Okay.
Yeah, but that you got to pick one.
I got to pick one?
You don't get to.
You don't get to pick.
Okay. Yeah. Let me get chicken and beef and fish
Okay,
too
then I'll take.
for my
I said
supper.
for anything I could choose from off of what they have, I'll go with.
Here go chicken nuggets and mashed potatoes.
Yeah, no, I ain't that. I
Same
ain't.
camp.
Look, yeah, I ain't crashed. No,
you got,
I
Lee?
will go with chicken nuggets.
I'm going French toast from Pat's Cafe for breakfast. Lunch, I'm going to go with a cheeseburger from the Pyramid.
Or patty melt. I was torn between the club sandwich or the patty melt.
And
Y'all never got to experience the Pyramid.
And for supper, I want to go with spaghetti from the Country Kitchen.
Okay.
I don't know about that, but all right. I don't know about getting spaghetti from a darn fish place.
Well, I'll tell you this: they catered my daughter's graduation party,
And it was fantastic.
and it was gone.
Well, good.
It was
I mean, I don't eat much from Country Kitchen that ain't good, so
Yeah.
fantastic. Mine would be a Mary Beef for breakfast from Tudor's Biscuit World back home, which is a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. Lunch, I'm torn between. There's this deli I used to eat at all the time when I worked in Charleston, West Virginia. Had the best Cajun turkey sandwich you've ever had. But since I'm here in Lawrenceburg, give me the Southwest chicken wrap from Susu's. It's good stuff there. And I've always said this is the last meal I want before I die is my mom's country fried steak with mashed potatoes.
Got a little white gravy with it too.
Oh,
or brown gravy.
Brown gravy with
homemade
a
biscuit.
ton of pepper, homemade biscuits in the cast iron skillet.
Damn,
It's
boys,
way
we're going to
to
have to
go.
go eat after
Man, I'm about to
that.
I ain't had no dinner. I'm starving.
Well, let's one more funny one before a couple more funny ones before we get to a serious one. This comes from Ben Luna. If you were stranded on a remote island with limited hope of rescue, who would you rather be stranded on an island with, Ben or Kevin?
God. I mean, is this something that we'll have access to food? Because if we got like ration, it's definitely not Ben.
Yeah.
But is it something where like, we're going to have to resort to cannibalism because Ben coming pretty candy there. He'd last a while.
It lasts a while, but then again, I think about like if we needed a way to send a signal somewhere, or build some kind of jerry-rig raft to get off some island, I'm going with Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin can do some of that MacGyver stuff,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you give him a zip tie and some black tape and some kind of electronics. I mean, like some computer wire, and he's liable to get us to the moon. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine sitting on that island with Ben and he'd just look up all the time? He'd say, I think it's going to storm. That's all
See, now, like,
the weatherman.
All right, I got to stop. I'm going to stop right there because
we're sorry for crapping on that.
He asked for it. He
he
asked
for it. I'll be honest with you, I don't know.
Because here's all I can think about is Ben wearing some kind of makeshift, like, leaf, like, outfit. I'm out.
It'd have to be a big leaf. Have to be one of them banana trees. You're going to regret asking that question.
Yeah, you should have stopped.
You should have stopped.
Well, speaking of X Sports Network employees, if you were offered $1 million a day for the rest of your lives, however, the catch is you have to complete the Daytona 500 riding shotgun with Crash in Crash's car.
$1 million a day?
Hell no.
And he's
Nope. Ain't a chance I'm riding with Sam. I wouldn't ride Sam to the mailbox.
$1 million a day?
$1 million
Absolutely,
a day.
I'd do it. It'd be worth the risk. Hey, if I died, I died. But if I lived,
Clint,
I mean,
this dude drove through the building.
I get it.
In a parked car.
I get it, but I just gotta do it one time.
He also has had a dog too.
Hey, listen, I've done a lot of stupid stuff in my life that didn't have a chance on giving me $1 million a day.
Well, you're true, but my goodness.
I'm pretty sure my wife and kids would even approve of it. Like, Dad, if you die, we get it.
You took a good risk.
Yeah, I mean, that's generational money right there.
Man, that's a tough one.
I would have kind of luck you'd die the next day in a bus crash or something. But
I would have to pick the car.
No, it has to be Sam's car.
Yeah,
It has
that
to
car.
be Sam's
All
car.
right.
That's the catch.
can I coop it with roll bars and me my own cage?
Actually, I think you got to go how it is.
Yeah,
You have to
seatbelts
go
on.
how it is.
Dude,
I'm still doing it. I'm doing it. That's $1 million a day.
Dusty said, dude, you hired me.
it's a wonder he ain't drove in the pond.
I get
Like,
it, but
he
hell,
didn't
if,
hit
I
the brake,
live,
hit
if,
the
I
gas.
live, if I live 3 years, I got Michael Jordan money. You know?
Well,
I'm trying it.
It's 200 laps. I mean,
I'm trying it.
as long as there's
All I'm telling Sam is just stay up here by the wall.
Yeah.
No, because that's your side.
Just stay up here by the wall.
I'd stay down on the
Stay
apron,
up here by
buddy.
the wall. We're doing 50 miles an hour, and that's it. They can go around us.
Don't even climb the wall. Just stay down on pit road like you're in an emergency, like in a caution. Just on a.
Hey, does it count if we crash out too? Do we have to?
No, you
finish
have to
the
complete
race?
the race. Yeah.
Well, see, that'd be
That'd be
that
the
would
problem.
suck.
Yeah.
I'd live and we would never get to.
No, because the
finish
car
the
be
race.
broke.
Yeah.
See, I'm
I'd be
telling
like Will
y'all.
Ferrell out there on Talladega Nights. I'd be running trying to.
Get away.
I'm getting my money.
You'd be hollering for Tom Cruise.
All right, final question. This comes from my wife. And this is serious. What was the defining moment for you that made you a true sports fan?
Well, I said it. I've said it on me and Dusty's podcast, and maybe on here. Watching Tennessee come back at Notre Dame made me a big Tennessee fan and love football. And watching the worst of first 91 Braves team, I played baseball, I played football, I played basketball, but I really just probably did that because my parents wanted me to, or my dad wanted me to, and my buddies did it. But like, as far as falling in love with it, it was probably like those two teams that made me just think more about it.
Yeah.
And think, ooh, this is a thing. And of course, when you're young enough, you think you could do that. Once I got to high school, I realized that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
But that's what made me kind of fall in love with it and realize it was bigger than just backyard ball or school games or something like that.
Mine's definitely Atlanta Braves. Just like on our podcast, how it was. Just because I got to experience that with my papa, who meant so much to me as a kid and meant so much to me as me playing ball and growing up and all that. But so, yeah, for me, it was the early 90s, even on later, but the Atlanta Braves and just watching Dale Murphy, and then we got to see Ron Gant, in his early years and all.
We got to see what the first dose of steroids actually was like.
Yes, because Ron Gant was definitely
like the freaking Terminator
out there in left field, could throw it to home, but whatever. But yes, it's early 90s Braves for me.
Yeah, for me, I would say it really became me becoming a true Tennessee fan. I would say, of course, bless our hearts, Clint, we had Butch Jones deal with that season, but 2016, beating Florida in that comeback down 21-3, and then that Hail Mary from Josh Dobbs against Georgia that season.
That's so fun to go back and watch.
Yeah, that's
Hobnail boot.
Yep,
Hobnail boot.
Yep.
But yeah, those two games probably
shows how
made
young
me a sports
Hayden
fan.
is.
Yeah,
I was
We're
just
talking
fixing
stuff that happened 30 years before.
He's like, 10 years ago.
10 years ago,
I was watching this football game. It was like, golly, boy.
For me, kind of similar to you guys, it was the Cubs, Mark Grace, Ryan Sandberg, and of course, as a young kid going through it with Sosa, when Sosa him and McGuire went on that run, I remember how huge it was because I remember watching Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon was doing cut-ins.
Absolutely, yes.
I remember watching Doug, and they go, this is the home run update. Yesterday, Sammy Sosa hit 2 home runs in San Diego or whatever the case was. I always thought that was great. And then I remember some things locally when Marshall won the 92 1AA championship, brought in a walk-on kicker to beat Jim Tressel in Youngstown State for what used to be the 1AA championship, and they do that, after the plane crash and all those terrible years, they turn it around, they win a national championship, and I'll always remember being in a hospital because my grandmother was in the hospital and West Virginia was playing Pitt, and they play this crazy high-scoring game for the early to mid-90s. They played this crazy high-scoring game. They're down. They gave up a late touchdown. There's under a minute left, and Chad Johnston running hits Zach Abraham, a little white wide receiver, down the sidelines for a touchdown that won the game with 20 seconds left, and that entire hospital erupted. You could have thought an earthquake was happening in CMAC or Charleston Area Medical Center. So those are kind of some of the many things that have certainly defined my fandom. I will say when the Cubs won it all in 2016, things kind of changed for me. I went from a very intense fan to I'm still intense, but I'm not breaking remotes anymore. So that's a good thing.
We're not trying to break a curse anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, and listen, I don't know about Dusty, but I know he was probably similar to me. I was a pretty good Cubs fan because we used to get WGN.
Yeah.
Here. And you could watch the Cubs because they didn't have lights.
Cubs were in the afternoon, the Braves were in the evening. I did the same thing.
You could watch watch Harry Carey early and listen to that and watch Ryan Sandberg and Mark Grace and Andre Dawson.
So that's the one I was thinking about. You didn't say was Andre Dawson. I love watching him.
It's my sister's. Because Dawson was more.
You watch Cosby Show right before it, and then you'd hear, and then Skip Carey's come on voice. Brought to you by Budweiser.
Yep.
Well, I remember we'll talk some wrestling here in a little bit. I remember every Saturday you would watch WCW, and right after that would be the Braves.
Yep.
That was every
TBS.
Saturday. I loved it, man.
TBS.
Those were the years.
And it was like 6:05 to 7:05.
Yeah.
So you knew you like that. At me, mom, Papa's. From 6:05 on, Papa had the TV.
Yeah.
And we were watching wrestling, and we were watching the Braves.
Yeah, and it's amazing how many fans of other teams kind of became Braves and Cubs fans.
Sure.
Because I remember
we got to watch them.
My grandmother used to love the Cubs because they're in the same division as the Reds, and they played them 12, 16 times a year. Same with the Braves. With the Braves, the Reds would play them 6, 8 times a year. So she would always tune into that, and she would even stay up late if it was a rain delay to go to 1 in the morning. She always watched. So yeah, good times. The kids
For sure.
nowadays just don't understand it.
No, I ain't got a clue.
I think it was Channel 13.
Yep, sure was. WG.
Here local.
Yep, here local.
WG. I'm pretty sure it was Channel 13.
It's Channel 6 for us back home. You guys want to get into wrestling or in the next segment?
Let's just roll.
Let's go. What do you think wrestling wise? We've got some stuff devastating going. Right
Poor Will.
Poor Will. Yeah.
All right,
I apologize
listen,
to Will.
We saw Will today. He's devastated.
It's not like Stone Cold bumps or anything, and I get it. And when Goldberg comes out, it's going to be a big pump. But are we sure this is what we want? Because he about killed the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Well,
he could barely get in the ring.
Yeah, did you see him?
Yeah, and he looked like
the ramp?
he looked like the Ultimate Warrior did when he gave that speech. And you know what happened to him the next day?
Here's what I think it's going to be an interference. Goldberg's not going to have to work the match. It's going to be something short and sweet. I don't know if it's Jey Uso going to come out and do something, or somebody going to come out. I don't know, but there's going to be some
Does
kind
the
of
Money in the Bank get used?
I don't think
that Saturday night.
They're not going to do it there.
I wouldn't think so. I hope they do, just because I'm tired of Seth. But I just think this Goldberg thing, I think it's set up to be just like this one. I know it's in Atlanta, but I think we're going to get an interference. He's not going to be able to work 15 minutes.
Right.
So it'll be a short match. I see a DQ happening. He may win by DQ, maybe something like that. Yeah. But he's not winning the belt. I wish these people on social media, are you kidding me? The dude's 58 years old and he can't hardly get in the ring.
Last thing we need is him.
Yeah, because right now,
what does that say to the credibility of Gunther and Jey Uso?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It just
destroys Gunther.
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if Gunther just beats the brakes off of him.
Well, that's how you want to build up Gunther. You let him squash him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm talking about coming in the ring.
Did you see? I meant to screenshot it, and when I went back to do it, my screen refreshed, and I couldn't ever find it. But it said, "What if this happens on Saturday Night Main Event?" It showed Gunther walking out, Bret Hart walking out with him. It's like, we'll teach him a lesson.
Brett kick him in the head. And Brett ain't kicking nobody in the head.
Brett can't even get his leg up there.
But
Will let us know he thinks Goldberg's going to win the belt and Rollins is going to take it. No. See, I just don't think you can, because I don't think you can put Gunther and Jey, because it would put Gunther and Uso
in terrible spots.
Because I know with the whole King of the Ring thing, it's going to be Jey and Cody coming up, and then it's
them
also
two's
going to be
Cody's fixing to turn, boys.
Yeah.
I seen it the other night.
Especially with those
I seen it the other night when he got in the ring and he gives Jey the look. I think that was the setup that we've been looking for.
And remember, him and Rollins are in the ring together, and Rollins didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything. He just gets out, and then Cody gives a slow cut.
Could he join that faction?
That's what I think.
I like where your head is.
I think.
Well,
I like where your head is.
And the more and more I watch him and listen to him and see him work, I think they need to. They're going to have to do something with LA Knight.
Yeah, well, it looks like he's feuding with that whole bunch.
But at some points, though, I'm looking at like, all right, enough's enough. All right, who are we getting it down to? Because right now, I feel like we've got about 10 guys that are all just
fixing. Yeah.
And I don't like that. I need to know whose storyline's going to this and put the other ones with other people.
Kind of like John Cena. Like, who's he feuding with?
I mean, okay. So that's a topic I want to bring up real quick. There's no way John Cena's done after his time. Like, either he's going to lose the belt and just be off TV for a very long time. I mean, he's running out of days, guys.
Yeah. Right.
He's only got
and he's showing
17.
he's on TV every week.
He's on TV every week. He it's like they're building it up. I love where they're going with him and Punk.
Yeah.
But they're building it up. I mean, so at that build up with Punk, he's got to be on TV.
Right. Yeah.
I told you what I think's happening though with this Saudi Arabia fight though.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know now that him and R-Truth are going to fight, or Ron Killings are fighting this Friday night. But I told him, I said, I think this is all a setup. You know, Cena's been like, I'm one step ahead of everybody. And I could see R-Truth coming in and helping him beat CM Punk in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
I said, I told you I was one step ahead of you.
Right. Listen, that makes a good storyline. Yeah. I mean, and at that point, Randy Orton's going to come back out somewhere.
Well, I was shocked he won that qualified match the other night, and LA Knight didn't.
And LA Knight took the pin.
Yeah.
There
was some interference, but with that whole group, which makes you
listen.
Which I'm like, if eventually he's already he's taking out Bronson, he's taking out Braun, in their matches, and some he keeps going, wait, I can't give the middle finger, 1, 2, and whatnot. I'm like, well, at some point that means the middle finger means F you. Mm-hmm. He's going to screw Seth somewhere at some point.
Oh yeah, listen, and my guy, I think he's going to be the one to have who's ever back against Seth Rollins once he finishes solo, and that's Jacob Fatu.
His own cousin might help his own cousin.
I think you're right. Like I think.
Well, I mean, he's a fan favorite right now. He is no heel right now.
No, he's not a heel. Yeah. And listen, it's funny. I watched the interview with him, like just himself. An interview. It's like a totally different guy. Like I had to rewind it and watch it. Like the way he talks. Like he was talking about his kids. They were asking about Father's Day. He's got 7 kids, and he was talking about his kids and talking about how his wife was the one who kind of pushed him to try the wrestling thing with the family, because I mean he didn't want to.
No, he's in prison, right?
Yeah, he was
in and out.
Yeah, he'd been in and out of trouble. But just to listen to him talk and just be himself was pretty cool, and how he can hit that switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, listen, he's my favorite right now. He's my guy.
Yeah, I want to see him get more into that main event picture. Get U.S. titles and mid-card belt, even though my guy had it for a while, but
it's a good step.
It's a good step in the right direction to see how you handle
it.
Right,
because we don't know what we're going to do with the belts anyways.
Not at this point.
Well, again, it goes back to my point of they're just so big. We've been saying on here for a year that we thought Punk's getting a belt. Hell, he ain't closer to it. No,
I think he's further away from it now.
I don't think he's going to beat Cena.
No, I don't think he's going to beat him.
You're gonna have the title switch hands in Saudi Arabia? No
if they do in Saudi Arabia, I've lost even more respect for the WWE.
Yeah. Right.
It's going to be SummerSlam or
Punk's going to take the title off Seth Rollins. That's going to be his next title reign.
Yeah.
Is he'll take the belt from Seth Rollins.
But see, I think the Universal belt is done. I really think it's going away. I think we're going back to one big belt.
I hope we do.
The World Heavyweight title.
I hope we do.
Yeah.
So Cena, so we're going to say that Cena just takes that title and goes on home, and then whoever's got Gunther's title that he's wearing right now, that's your new big dog.
No, we're going back to the World Heavyweight Championship.
I mean, we still ain't talking. Roman Reigns, he's not been around.
No, he's nowhere to be found.
Well, I'm telling you, I've seen some stuff saying that Brock Lesnar.
Listen, I'm telling y'all, that music's gonna hit, and he's got long hair now. Yeah. Did y'all see him the other day when his daughter's?
That was his daughter.
Yeah. No, but did you see him when they were walking and some dude was taking pictures of him?
She looks just like him.
Oh, yeah, she does. Whoever she takes home's get in trouble.
Can you imagine going in that house? This is my dad.
God bless her heart. Just a face only a father could love.
Yeah.
We're going to take a very quick break, and we'll be back for our rants here on our final segment.
Let me tell you about a place that has it all for your home, bedroom, kitchen, lawn, and more. It's a home-owned and home-operated business that's been around for over 70 years, so you know they're doing something right. At Swap and Shop Center in Lawrenceburg, you'll find top name brands for every room of your house, and top brands for the outside too. Looking for appliances, televisions, couches, safes, bedding, mowers, and well, the list goes on. So make the drive today to 824 North Military Avenue in Lawrenceburg and be treated right.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
I got if Seth Rollins can pull it, I know I can.
He's
uglier than sin.
Welcome back to X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. Final segment of the show. Time to get some things off our chest. Since we were just talking wrestling, I know you got a wrestling rant here tonight.
I do. Of course, Dusty, we talked about this last week on the show about the direction of TKO when it comes to money. Guys, I think with the whole advertising and all that stuff with the ring stuff, like, are you kidding me? They're putting advertisement Slim Jim on the table. Like, that just proves that somebody's going through that table. Now, then again, I mean, we love seeing people go through tables. We were saying it all day today. We were setting up. Devon, get the tables.
Devon.
Yeah, we were saying that.
Well, listen, before long, it's going to show Triple H back in Gorilla, and he's going to look like he's going to be wearing a NASCAR jumpsuit with sponsors all over it.
Yeah, of course, and same thing with the money.
Ladders.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that just proves that whoever climbs that ladder is going to win the briefcase. And so they're talking about sponsoring the barricade that they go through and sponsoring,
It sounds to me like the money ain't where they thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yep. So that's my rant.
Who wants to go next?
I can.
Go ahead.
I saw a post. You might have saw it going around that was like, what are something new you would like to see Lawrenceburg invest in or get behind or whatever? And a lot of people said it, and I made a post that said it. I think it's time we start addressing the homeless population that we've got here in this city. I said in my post, we've got a lot of really good Christian folks that I think would get behind that and put volunteer time in it. And I said, I know we've got a lot of people that want to appear to be Christian folks that would help with it too. So I feel like if it's something that can be organized and put together, that they have to clean, they have to work at and maintain, to be able to live there. I do, because the ignoring it does not work. I don't care what problem it is. Ignoring it doesn't work.
No.
And these people need help, and maybe it'll help them get their lives back together. But, we waste a lot of money around here, and I feel like that's a good cause. So if you want to talk to your city commissioners or mayor or whatever, I feel like that's in my opinion, is a good thing that we could, because we do have a lot of empty churches around here. We do have a lot of space that I feel like could be put in. So,
well, I mean, we've got people that, have the means to, we could build like a facility somewhere and put on a piece of land around here, Instead, and it don't. But you're right.
Yeah. What you got, Big Phil?
Mine happened day before yesterday in the Major League Baseball. Have y'all ever in your life seen we talk about calls. We've been talking about calls for years, whether it be high school, Babe Ruth, Little League, don't matter. But Bruce Drickman made the worst call that I have ever seen in my life.
Was that the Orioles Rays?
The bunt.
Man.
Did you see it?
It's bad.
I didn't see it.
I want you to go back
off the bag. And
listen, the ball, when they stopped the frame, the ball was at the grass circles. It does this. The ball's right there. The runner's foot had already touched first, and the other leg was coming into the dirt, and he called him out.
Sure they could review it and change it.
No, they were out of reviews.
They were out of reviews.
Oh, gosh.
So
yeah, you're watching.
It is And listen, we've seen a lot of bad calls in baseball.
Good night.
It's if it's not the worst, it's in the top 3 worst calls in Major League Baseball history.
I don't think anything could beat Jim Joyce, but I do.
Yeah.
I saw John Boy do that. That's where I saw it.
Oh,
John Boy's already done it. The
Right.
Bregman call. Yeah.
I mean, he's basically. His heel's coming up off of the bag by the time the ball gets.
Oh,
there.
it's terrible.
It's
And then he just looks at the coach, and then of course the hitter, Lowe I mean, he's losing his mind. Of course, the coach comes out and it just kind of shoves him, get in a dugout. We don't need to lose you. And the umpire, Bruce, he just looking at the coach like, it is what it is, buddy. Like, so my question is, so when the game's over, they go back in the locker room and they're in their room talking like, there's got to be a supervisor over them guys. They got a TV in there hanging on the wall like we got here, and he's like, "Hey, let's watch
the heck out of that.
Let's watch it." Well, what do you say? What's he say?
See, I don't know. I don't know if Major League umpires get reprimanded or, I don't know how that works. Coaches and players screw up, and it costs them. But I don't know about the Major League umpires and stuff. I know Jim Joyce. He took a lot of beating for it, and of course this classy move by the Tigers the next day. Basically,
Galarraga out there, and Galarraga was the perfect guy for it.
Yes.
He's such a mild-mannered type of guy. But I mean, or I've seen in it was a Cubs Tigers series where second baseman Nico Horner, one of the nicest guys in baseball, gets called out on a pitch that's out of the zone, turns around to the umpire, literally in this voice, and goes, "You're having a bad day today.
You're gone."
He's gone. Yeah, some other guy, but yet Craig Counsell comes out, dog cusses him for three or 4 minutes before he finally tosses him. But Nico Horner says, "Man, you're having a bad day."
Yeah,
there's got to be some, as long as you're not crossing the line, there's got to be some sort of dialogue.
Give and take.
Right.
There's got to be some.
As long as you're not acting like a Tennessee Vol,
right.
That's right.
Right. Well, my rant is baseball related. I'm watching the College World Series yesterday. Great game between Oregon State and Louisville. However, it's the bases loaded. Oregon State they're down 6-4. Bases loaded, no outs. Guy hits what would look like to be a for sure 6-4-3 double play. Now, if the shortstop actually gets his body in front of it, tosses over to second, well, next thing you know, a run will score, but it's 6-5. You got 2 outs with a runner on third, and you have a chance to get out of the inning and win the game because this was in the top of the 9th inning. What does this guy do? He takes some route that Magellan would be jealous of. And when you look at the replay, he's reaching out like this on a routine double play ball because somehow someone taught him that's the way that you field a ground ball to turn a double play. And then later in the game, Oregon State they got a guy pitching. So a guy lays down a bunt. He's trying to move the runners to second and third. And the pitcher, instead of going up to it, putting his body in front of it, spreading out, making a play, throwing the first to get an out, he tries to do some running thing and kicks it to the backstop. Next thing you know, you got the bases loaded, nobody out. Next guy they have to bring in a new pitcher. He gets a strikeout, and then the next guy hits the game-winning sacrifice fly. But when you think about it, the guy fields it, throws the first. Well, that's out number 1. The strikeout's out number 2. The pop-up, and now you're out of the inning, and you're going into extra innings still with your chance to keep your season alive. And I've seen this a lot at every level. I'm not picking on anyone in particular. How hard is it to put your body in front of a ground ball? Who is teaching all of these kids, everything's got to be a backhand or everything's got to be some charging round-up thing? What happened to getting to the ball, coming up on the ball, getting in front of it, good posture, and throwing the ball over to first or where it needs to go?
Because it's not cool no more.
I coach travel softball at a very high level. And I'm seeing the same thing in softball and baseball. Fundamentals are going out the window. Pitchers, coaches want dominating pitchers and home run hitters. That's it. I mean, Hayden, me and you watched Tennessee. They were one of the worst defenses in the country. And that was a defending national champions. I mean, just routine plays can't get made anymore.
Or, you know, how many third basemen have I seen this year? A ball is hit right at him instead of, okay, I'm going to spread my feet, good posture, get down, good fundamental start of the first. No, we're going to do this. We're going to stand here and backhand.
Position our body to backhand.
Yeah, well, position our body, and then the bad hop, and it goes in the left.
It doesn't look,
it don't look as good.
Yeah.
You don't look
until
cool.
it goes under your glove and goes down the line.
Or how many times
it causes a run.
How many times I've seen the College World Series, routine ground balls. The guys go up on it. Next thing you know, they're already doing this before the ball gets there. How about let the ball hop before you do that? Like simple, just.
I think
stuff.
too many of them, like not necessarily college and pros, but like you start coming down. Too many of those guys are watching the Bananas play.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on social media, and hey, listen, my son watches
It's flashy, man.
It's flashy. You know, I seen a guy on something the other day, and he was making fun.
Yeah.
He went through like 9 different routine ground balls. Like this guy's the double tap.
Yeah.
And this guy does something else.
That guy's pretty funny.
Yeah, he
It's
scooted
pretty
almost to first base before he even threw it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but he was still going towards the bag.
That guy's pretty funny.
Yeah,
He's
he
got
is
good
really
stuff.
funny. But listen, his stuff's real.
Yeah, it's 100% real.
And he was talking about the backhand.
Yeah.
When to do it, when not to do it, and
Or just, you know, routine double play balls, and you've got shortstops charging in on it. It's like you're in double play position. The ball's coming to you. Grab it, flip it the second, throw it the first. Why are you charging in? Because now if you charge in, you're already past second. You got to throw it across your body to turn the double play. Like, and is any of these coaches just go do your, you're hitting the ball over the fence.
No,
just go do whatever
listen,
you want.
I'm telling you, they take a round infield, and the majority of what they're doing is hitting and working on their pitchers.
Yeah.
That's it.
And listen, their round.
I need
infield,
strikeouts and I need home runs.
Yep. And their round to infield is about as generic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a one, get one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Come on up. There's none of the actual. You don't hardly. And listen, there may be somebody correct us, but. We go to these games and we watch a lot of it. Man, it's just no defense whatsoever.
Yeah. And fielding percentages are down, errors are up, double plays being turned it's not at an all-time low, but we're teetering on it, guys.
Yeah.
And you got to take you're given free outs, you take free outs. Especially in double plays. So that's my rant. My wife heard me say even worse things about that kid not turning a double play in a big spot yesterday. So that will do it for X Sports Live tonight, brought to you by C&B Linen. So for Dusty Kizer, Clint Brazier, Hayden Burks, I'm AJ Good. We'll see you guys next week.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.